clarification regarding the request for improvements for East Carrigan Drive, which was mentioned May 14th. The East Carrigan Drive count reported on the April 2012 financial report and the 2012-13 budget for East Carrigan Drive Special Assessment District, mentioned in the board meeting minutes of March 26th. Did East Carrigan Drive Association respond to the above issue? I will say yes, they did. They asked, what Mrs. Hadley asked, to have a consensus of the members down there, get together and put it in their minutes that they approved these additional repairs. It was budgeted for in their special assessment district. I believe it was $7,000.
$700 or $7,500, I don't remember.
And I believe those repairs have been made, and
Some of those repairs are going. Is that correct?
I'm not sure what all, the tax ceiling, the downspout broke off and those are mine.
but that the membership did approve that.
And what repairs have been done at this point coming under that amount?
Okay. That's coming in under budget.
Yeah, there was some tree cutting, but some of that was done in the video. So,
Does that answer the question?
The status of the bids for the resealing of the parking lot of the fire department, we chose A1 Asphalt. They were the low bidder, $4,491 for both buildings. If you want a breakdown, I can get that for you. But they were hired and they did a terrific job. We've really been very fortunate with the people we've hired. They've done really good work. Number 3, per the board meeting minutes of May 14th, a special meeting date of May 21st at 9:30 was set for discussion regarding the library. Was that date changed to May 23rd? No, that is an error of fact. The minutes say May 23rd. The meeting was held on the 21st, Monday, and we didn't catch that when we approved the minutes. It was on the 21st. And the resolution 2016 and 17, 16 had to do with the renewal of the 4/10, and 17 had to do with the request for the additional 2/10.
For the library.
Both library, yes. And then tonight's was 18, so we haven't had any since then. I would appreciate clarification regarding the presentation at the March 26th special board meeting from Dwayne Cruzan from North Country Inspection, and the presentation on the information provided in the survey regarding the building department and inspections. That was an information gathering presentation. No decisions have been made about the building department. And regarding this survey, we haven't begun to tally the results. We will probably look at the existing survey and report in November. Would you please repeat the wording for the motion that was passed at the March 26th special meeting when Mr. Ortring regarding the request for 2/10 of a mil for the postal unit? I brought copies of the ballot language for that proposal, and it is 0.15 mils. The board reduced it because I felt that would be clean. So it's originally we were looking at 0.2, but it was 0.15. So I do have copies of the ballot language. You can also request a sample ballot from Deb. Other issues on the November ballot regarding mill. Yes.
Excuse me, we don't have the actual language of the motion that was made.
No, I didn't pull that.
Okay.
You read that right off of what Cliff wrote.
Here's the, yes, she was asking for the motion.
The letter asked for the motion that we had at the meeting, not for the ballot language.
Yeah.
That's what my thought process was.
I will get you a copy of that, I apologize. Other issues on the November ballot regarding millage, you heard about the two of them tonight, the postal unit and the schools. And regarding the pathway project, was there a public meeting or will there be one? And when will the public be able to see the plans? How will this affect the repairs? It would affect the repairs to the roads in the amount that was being proposed. The plan was basic, so no engineering plans were done. It was suggested to just put an extra 4 or 5 feet outside the fall.
And you'll get to see an example of what it would be like when they do from the store down to the bridge. They're gonna repair that area of the road, and when they do that, it'll be the width that that would be.
Kind of like the causeway.
So that area will be that wide. They're gonna repair that, we've already set that to be done.
Where is it, what's?
From the store, the dam store,
Oh.
the Shell store, trading post,
Okay.
from that to the bridge, to the causeway. They're gonna repair that section of road, and when they do, it'll roughly be that width that would be proposed for that pathway.
You'll see a seam kind of between Croton Bay and the new Northern Expressions gift shop there, from that seam to the bridge, not over the bridge unfortunately, so we're gonna have all this nice asphalt and then,
The bridge.
yeah, the bridge, because it'll add too much weight to the bridge, and he said he can't do that. Yes?
I know at the one meeting Kelly was here, and he said they were gonna start in October. You know, just when?
They just let the bids a couple weeks ago. I've been asking him for a start date, and he's still planning on the end of this month.
Oh, okay, it'll be toward the end of the month then?
I see there's a couple of stakes.
So it'll just be on that side of the road and not the side where the church is, just that
No,
one side.
it's the whole stretch of road. And I think that from what he explained to me, they're actually gonna try to revise the grade and scoot it over just a little bit and keep that dip from forming.
Are we going to divert traffic elsewhere? Are they going to try to split the lane? Do we know anything about that yet?
Sounds like when he was here talking to us that night, that it's gonna be a lot of going around again, but for not as long a period of time as it was for the bridges.
Do you have a predicted ballpark of how long this is going to take to do? Just curious.
No, I will find out.
I mean, this is one of those things where I've got to get up and go the other direction.
It would be nice to know, especially for the businesses and the library and everybody else, so.
Fire
yes.
department.
Fire department, yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
So down here, this is a response to citizen request for information, which is what you read from area folks, okay? And I hear a lot of questions around here that sound like pretty general information that they need to know once in a while, because not everybody can come to a meeting. And you may know where I'm headed. Okay, I looked at our website this evening, just to refresh myself. First of all, September's minutes aren't even there. Had a couple of items on there to update our residents. One was from July of 2011. Another was from March of 2011. I didn't see too much of any current information. And reading the minutes notes, if all the people that were reading those notes were here, they'd hear a lot of pertinent information regarding things that we discussed. But they're not really in those notes. They're about as simple and as superficial as I could imagine.
Are you talking the minutes
I'm
themselves?
talking about the minutes themselves, okay? And as far as actual information about some of the things that we're just discussing here, upcoming events on the bridge and things of that matter, there's nothing in there, okay? 2 months ago, when I brought this issue up, and there may be a few people here that can remember me bringing it up, I was told, we were told, that the website would be updated, that more information would be added, so that the people in this community who couldn't attend the meeting would know what was going on. Well, reading the website, we don't know anything. How come we don't have a website that provides us with information of what's going on in this township? Why? No, that was a question. Question
I know
mark.
it's a question.
Okay.
I understand.
Why don't we?
Because we still have the same problem we've had for the last 4 years. We don't have anybody that can update it.
Okay, see, you know, I've
We've
heard
got
that,
the minutes.
I've heard that a number of times, because what you're telling me is there's nobody available, or you haven't solicited anybody.
We don't do it.
Minutes are up to date. As
No,
up to
well,
date
no,
as they-
September's aren't in there, number one.
Correct.
Okay.
We just approved September's tonight.
And all the information that I read in there, except for what's in the library, which is really up to date, is absolutely useless to anybody. And so people don't really know what's going on aside from reading what's in the minutes, which are pretty superficial as far as what we've discussed, important things that people are asking about now because they need to be brought up. When are we gonna do something about it? You said we were going to, we haven't, so when are we going to?
You can't print all of that in the newspaper without costing you a vast fortune.
It's
So
not
the
the,
minutes
it's not
are,
the news, we're not talking about the newspaper.
yes,
we're
we
talking
are,
about the
because
website.
the minutes that end up getting put on the website are what we approve. We can't make it too detailed because it would cost a fortune to put it in the newspaper.
Hold on, that's not true, because all we're required to put in the paper is a synopsis of.
Right, right,
So
but the
that's not-
website could have a lot more information and general events that are coming up, general things that we're discussing, that people need to know about, they're not in there, okay? And there are thousands of businesses out there, their business is to build websites for people, governments, individuals, businesses, okay? And many of those people monitor and actually manage those websites for you. Who have you solicited for this?
We solicited a company to do this almost a year and a half,
A couple.
9 months ago, and nobody's worked with them to get it done.
Yes, we have.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
no,
not
no,
true.
no.
Hold on.
Well, I
You're not in the office, you don't know.
I'm gonna ask for a vote from the people who care.
Hold
Who would like to
on.
see an operating website with current information on it that would give us some idea of what's going on in this
Mr. Reese,
township?
will you please address the board?
Well, I
Hold on.
have been, but that's not doing me any good.
I can say I've seen the correspondence back and forth between our board and ELT, I've watched them. We did work for a while on the campground. As far as working on the township one, there has been no correspondence back and forth shipped, at least not this member of the board, that's worked on the township website.
Well, that's
They
that's
did
what
work
the
on
people would be
campground, but
looking
we've
at
never
if
seen
they
it.
want to know what's in the
Now,
township.
again, hold on, let me finish,
Yeah.
okay? We have not finished it, it's not done. Now, if it's the company's fault, you would have thought that it would come back to a board meeting a while ago saying we need to find a new company for this, or we need to find, I have not heard that. Not from our board, not from anybody within inside that we need to find someone else. But it's one of those projects we started about a year and a half ago and we have not finished. There is no other excuse for it. We can sit here and make them all night and you can chastise us and yell at us, it's just not done.
I understand that, so
Then
that goes
it
back
don't
to my,
need to go-
that just
that's
goes back to my
nothing else.
question, when is it gonna get done?
Probably not the
Well,
next
with
month.
that firm, I would suspect never.
Yeah,
I'm
that
glad I-
recommendation does need to be made, that they
Well,
do
again,
that.
thus far that is
Whoever
not.
wants to get out of the
I don't think it
19th
right now.
century, I'm absolutely done here.
Okay, then
But
I
we're
will make that
done tomorrow.
recommendation right now because it's been a long time coming. Yes,
Can I ask a question?
you can always ask a question.
Does this letter written and responded to mean that we no longer have to FOIA for stuff and pay for it? We just write a letter and come to a meeting and find out the information we want?
If it's something that can be addressed by this board, in the meet, she asked specifically that we
Well,
address.
she asked for specific minutes that you had to go back and research, that you had to look up facts and figures. I just am wondering, does that take the FOIA thing out of the
She
picture?
didn't ask for copies.
I would
of
say
it.
it sets a precedence, yes.
Thank you.
She didn't ask for copies of anything.
No, but she got all the information she needed.
That's fine. Yes, I would make a recommendation that we not use that company because it has been too frustrating of a process.
I would be sad to see that recommendation made without the full board here, and especially not without Chris Ortwine, who recommended them and has dealt with them through this process. So without him here to put input in that, I think that would be completely out of line.
So then you want to table it for a month.
I don't want to table it, I just don't think it needs to be happening here tonight.
Okay, fine.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Real quick before you press on. I know this is gonna require funding. You have nothing's free. It all, is there already budgeting set up?
Yes.
Yes, there was.
Yes, we already set money, set a price to pay to have all this done, it just needs some follow
But
through.
it's not just establishing it, it's the funding for the upkeep.
Understand
It
that
does
was
require
all problems.
constant maintenance, nothing, I mean, once it's built, it's just like a bridge. It just sits there. Nobody uses it, nobody adds to it, nobody. there's no
All part of the
changes.
original quotes.
It's supposed to be more user-friendly where it can be done in-house, but yes, we do still have the same issues. We still have it. So,
And that's a big part of
Same
not
issue.
just building it, but.
Jeannie,
Same
you know,
issue. Nobody's doing
Whose,
this.
whose job description is this gonna fall under? Do you have to hire a new person, temporary? What's the funding for that in the course of the year, a time, a month? Because it does require maintenance and, just,
exactly.
across the board, all of this is, it's not just to build it because just almost anybody can go out and build a website and do it minor. But to maintain it and to have the approved information. It's just like with, you know, the notes that get published in the paper and everything, you know, discussion ensued, but it's not a breakdown of who said what and everything else. I think it would be virtually impossible to do that without recordings of things on the website, but updated information like the damn news that comes out in our tax forms, I mean, twice a year, that kind of thing, that's cool. See that more often. Even updating that. It's gotta be-
Understand that was all part of that, keeping it going, all was part of
No.
those bids and everything.
Well, I'm talking about,
No, the
you put into a
updating is
job
gonna be
description
in-house.
where it's taxed with somebody, because either their duties now have to be reduced, or their hours have to be increased and looked at across the board, because that does require.
That's probably one of the biggest problems we've had, to keep the website going, is the thing that the job to get.
And Deb does, you know, give the minutes to our techie guy there, Armando, and he downloads them when he gets them.
Yeah, but that's just minutes. I mean,
That's
it's
just
not-
the minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have anybody appointed to do the job. We At this point, we'd be better off to pull the thing off altogether. Somebody else had a question. It was over there.
I just wondered, since they can keep the website and the library pretty current, would it be possible to maybe give extra hours for them to
There's an idea.
maybe get some information on township?
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Ashley's like, I don't think so.
No, can't work that way?
Sally
Okay.
has enough to do to keep her own going.
Well, no, well, yeah, you might have to add extra hours or whatever for them. It was just a thought, since
Yeah.
they seem to be doing it.
Okay, yeah.
As a stopgap between getting
Mhm.
someone permanently.
Yeah. How about you get a list of the exact things that you'd like to see on there besides minutes, you know, and then that would help. Can you
And
do
where
that?
would, and where would we put all that information right now?
You gotta have a start. What kind of things you looking for?
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like a little clarification on the village ID posting, that went from what the board approved to what it is now, and how did that happen?
No, we actually approved it in that